Hello everybody, my name is Scott, and today I'm going to show you how you can easily and quickly automate your TradingView strategies on PineBot. Okay, so to do that, the first thing you want to do is head over to TradingView and load your strategy onto your chart. All right, now for this demo today, what we're looking at is a very simple strategy which uses this SSL band, okay? And the way that it works is, well, if we first take a look at what are we on exactly? So we're looking at an AAVE USDT chart with a 4-hour time frame, okay? So when our candle closes above our SSL band, we would exit the short and enter the long, okay? And then as we go forward here, you can see we then close below the band. And when we close below, we would exit our long and then enter our short. All right, so the strategy is basically just flipping back and forth between a long and a short position. Okay, now let's go into the settings and look at the details of how this strategy works. Okay, so if we click settings here, and we're on the inputs tab, you can see that we're using an SSL length of 200. Okay, so the look back period is 200 bars, and you can also set the start date and the end date. And I should mention that you can get this strategy. I will put a link to it in the description of the video. All right, so if you want, you can go download this strategy, load it onto your chart, and follow along as you watch this video. Okay, now next let's go into properties. So how is the trade set up? Okay, so we've designed this that we are starting with an initial capital of $1,000, okay? And each order is $200, right? So we're using a fixed order amount in this demonstration, okay? Now, the commission I've set to 0.15%, which is actually quite high. Most exchanges have a lower commission than that, but when I'm designing strategies, I always like to overestimate the commission just so I'm sure if it's profitable or not. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's our strategy. Now, how would we go about automating this? Okay, so to do that, we want to head into the Pine editor and take a look at the script we've got here. Okay, so here is our script. Now, if we go to the bottom, you can see it. That's the bottom here. You can see it's a pretty simple script we're working with. All right, so we define the strategy at the top. Here's our inputs. So we input the SSL length. Here is our start date, end date, the backtest range, which just tells it, okay, to use the start and the end. This block here is defining our SSL channel. Here are our plots. And let's go down. Okay, and here are our conditions, the buy condition and the sell condition. So this is basically telling it, okay, we have a buy condition when the price closes above the band, and a sell condition when the price closes below the band. All right, so we're going to use those conditions in our strategy. Okay, so we have these 4 entry and exit conditions. So we have the long exit. Here we have the short exit, the long entry, and the short entry. Okay, so you notice each of these lines, like here where it says strategy.close, we have alert_message. All right, and we've got this where it says JSON. Now where it says JSON, this is where we're going to put our alert message. Okay, so to get this automated, what we want to do now is we want to head over to PineBot.io, which is here. So after you've logged into your PineBot account, you'll be taken to this dashboard, all right? And on the dashboard, the first thing you'll notice is it lists your open positions. So for this dummy account, I've got 3 positions currently. We've got a BTC long, an ETH short, and some XRP trade going on. All right, but what we want to do is we want to head over to the JSON builder, okay? And this is where we're going to build our alert message. So click on JSON builder, and you'll be taken to this page with this form, which we need to fill out, all right? Now, the first, 10 fields here about, is just filling in your account information and your your API key information. Okay, so I want to stress that PineBot does when you're using PineBot, you do not need to connect any of your trading accounts to PineBot. Okay, everything is going to be put inside the JSON message. Okay, so it's quite easy to use. All right, so the first field we're looking at is user ID. And this is going to automatically be populated with whatever ID you were issued when you registered for PineBot. Okay. User key, this is also automatically populated. And then the symbol. Okay, so this is what coin you're working with. All right, and this is automatically populated with a variable. Okay, so PineBot is automatically going to know what chart you're on. So if you create the alert on a BTC chart, PineBot will automatically know that through this variable we've put here. All right, now, the first thing that you need to fill out is symbol category. Okay, so as you're going along, read these instructions. All right, so it says here, set to 1 unless categories 2 and 3 defined in dynamic positioning. All right, now, in this demonstration, we are not using the dynamic positioning feature, okay? Our strategy is only using fixed value. So each trade is $200. Okay. So since we're not even using the dynamic positioning, you just want to set this to 1. All right. Now, after you've filled in that first box, all of these get populated with all this red. All right. So red is telling you that these fields are not validated. Okay. So we're going to go through and turn all of this stuff to green. And at the very end, you will get a green JSON message down here, indicating that it is a valid message. All right. So let's go to exchange. So for this demo, let's just go with OKX account name. Okay. This says name account to distinguish it from other trading accounts or sub accounts. All right. So you might be working with multiple sub accounts on an exchange. Okay. And if so, you need to give the account some unique name. All right. Every account needs a unique name. Okay. So let's say you're using sub account 1, you could give it some name like subs 1, for example. Okay, so next, API key. You want to plug in your API key here. API secret, plug that in. API password. Okay, now some exchanges, when you create your API key, they also require you to create an API password. Now, I don't know why they do that, but some exchanges do, and OKX happens to be one of them. So when you create an API key in OKX, you also create a password, and you would have to put that in here. Okay. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, when you're creating that API key, make sure you do not have access to withdrawal. Okay. Do not enable the withdrawal function when you create your API key. Okay. Next is the bot type. All right, now currently we have 2 bots. We have a simple bot and the futures bot. And to understand the difference between these, you can head over to this info box, okay, and it'll explain it. So the simple bot, it goes long on the spot market and short on the futures market, okay? And the futures market, it only works on the futures market, okay? So it's going to go long and it's going to go short on the futures market. Okay, so for this demonstration, let's go with the simple bot, okay, which is the bot that I typically use because that's how I like mine to work. I want to go long on the spot markets, and when I go short, well, I can only go short on the futures market, okay? Now, keep in mind though, if you're using the simple bots, all right, your API, it needs access to the spot trading, futures trading, and also the wallet or transfer. Okay, some exchanges will call it wallet, some will call it transfer. All right, but the reason is because most exchanges have a separate wallet for the spot market and the futures markets. Okay, and the way that PineBot works is that it's going to keep all of your money in the spot wallet, but when it wants to go into a short trade, it's going to transfer that value over to the futures wallet. All right. And then when you close the short trade, it's going to transfer it back to the spot wallet. All right. Now keep in mind, this doesn't allow withdrawals from your account. Okay. It's only enabling intra transfers between the two wallets, okay? And you only need to worry about that with the simple bot. If you're using the futures bot, everything happens in the futures wallet, so you don't need to worry about it. Leverage type. For leverage, let me see. Leverage is automatically set to isolated because I haven't set up the cross margin yet. So I might set that up later, but for now, this will automatically be set to isolated margin, okay? Leverage, because we're using the simple bot, the leverage is set to 1. So with the simple bot, you cannot use leverage, okay? But if we were to use the futures bot, then you could set the leverage. You can do leverage 10 or whatever, all right? But for now, we're going to stick with the simple bot. Okay, now let's set up the actual trade. Okay, so let's start with our long entry. So you want to go long for side, action, entry, amount. Okay, now the strategy we're using right now, as I've mentioned, each trade is $200. So we want to put in 200. Order type. Okay, for this demo, we are just going to stick to market orders. Okay, now once you put in market, that means you do not need to put in a limit price. Everything has turned green, and we now have a valid JSON. Okay, once your JSON is valid, you can follow these instructions. All right, so we want to click JSON message to copy, and then paste it into our PineScript alerts. Okay, so if you're working with an indicator, the alert would look like this, and you would just paste this, you would replace this yellow JSON with your JSON here. For the strategy, the alert looks like this, and you would paste the JSON here where it says JSON. Okay, so we're going to click this to copy. We're going to head back to TradingView. All right, and here is our PineScript. And the message we built was the long entry. So we want to find long entry, which is here. And we want to go over to the alert message, and we're going to delete JSON, and then Control V to paste. And that's it. That is our long entry message. Okay, now the other three, once you've got the first one, the other three are quite easy. So we're going to do the long exit. So let's change the for action. Let's do exit. And for the exits, the amount works a little bit different. Okay, we're not going to exit $200. Okay, instead, we're going to tell PineBot what percentage of our position to exit. Okay, so if you want to close the entire position, we would put 100 for 100%. If you want to close half of the position, you're going to put 50, right, for 50% close. Okay, now the strategy that we're working with, it does a full close. Okay, so we're always just fully exiting our position. So we're going to put 100%, meaning fully close the position. Order type, let's stick to market orders. And there we go. We've got our next JSON message. So let's copy that and put it into our PineScript. So that was the long exit, which is here. So go over, and we're going to delete the JSON, Control V. All right, so those are the long entry and the long exit. Now let's do the short. Okay, so let's change side to short. Action is going to be entry. Again, we want to enter the trade for $200. And let's do market orders again. Copy your JSON. Find your short entry, which is here at the bottom, and paste it in there. So Control V. And finally, let's do the short exit. So you're going to change action to exit the amount. Okay, we're going to do a full exit. So we want to put 100% close. Order type, market again. Let's copy that and paste it into our strategy. So here is our short exit. Control. Okay, so that's it. You've plugged in the alert messages. Now, what we need to do is we need to reload our strategy onto our charts. Right, so we're going to close the strategy we have now, and then you're going to come here to add to chart, click that. Okay. And here's our reloaded strategy with the alert messages in it. Okay. So the next step is just to create the alert. Now remember again, so we're on an Aave chart, and PineBot will automatically know that the alert is for Aave. Okay, so let's click on alert, and here for condition, we need to switch it over to the strategy. Okay, so this is the PineBot tutorial 1 strategy, which I've loaded. Click that. Alert name. All right, so we're on an Aave chart, so I guess we can just name it Aave test. And then for your message, you want to delete this. So you're going to delete the message which is in there. And what message are we going to put in there? Okay, so you can get the message from the JSON builder page. Okay, so if we come over here into this alert message down here towards the bottom, this is a placeholder which we're going to paste into our alert message. Control C. So you want to highlight this, Control C to copy, back to TradingView, and in our message box here, you're going to paste that. Okay, so this placeholder basically tells TradingView to send our alert message when it's triggered. All right. Now, finally, where are you going to send this alert? So for that, you need to head over to notifications, and you want to ensure that the webhook URL is checked off, and you need to paste in the PineBot webhook. All right, you're going to send the alert to our webhook. Now, where can you find this URL? Again, it's on the JSON builder page. So if you go back to the JSON builder page, down here at the bottom, here's our PineBot webhook. You would highlight this, Control V to copy, and then paste it into your webhook URL here. All right, now we've already got it pasted, so we're good. And that's it. Click on create here. Okay, so create, and our alert should pop up in my alerts. There it is, Aave test. Okay, and that's it. Your alert is set up. Okay, so that's an introduction on how to get your strategy automated with PineBot. Now, in the next video, you may have noticed here that our strategy isn't so great. Okay, here, the blue line is showing you what is the buy and hold result, and this green line is the result of our strategy. Now for Aave, we're getting what, a 40% gain, ADA 171. Okay, that's better, but it's still nothing to write home about here. Okay, in the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to greatly improve the results of this strategy, and how to use the dynamic positioning function of PineBot. All right, now, I think I briefly mentioned the dynamic positioning. What it allows you to do is PineBot will adjust your order size based on your account value. Okay, so I think that wraps it up for now, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.